welcome to Pineapple Talk on Society Bites Radio. I'm Leah, the founder and president of Pineapple Support, a non-profit set up in 2018 for people working in the adult entertainment industry. We offer a support tech service provided by trained volunteers and an online therapy service staffed by qualified counselors, psychologists, and psychotherapists.
Hi, and I'm Shelley, a psychotherapist who's been involved with Pineapple Support since its conception.
If you'd like to find out more information about Pineapple Support, please visit the website pineapplesupport.org.
So this session is part of a 4-part series, and it's session number 3, and we're focusing on relationships. All of our guests have careers in the adult industry, so we're really keen to hear their thoughts and experiences of dating and being in relationships, and just how they deal with the demands of the work alongside their relationships.
So welcome to our third guest, Christina Carter. Great to have you here with us.
Thank you so much. I am very excited to be back. How are you girls today?
Have you back.
Christina is an actress and producer in the adult fetish industry for 20 years, specializing in high-end custom fan videos. Due to COVID, you've introduced a new side to your productions, which are mini vids, bringing the kink at a much lower price for fans.
Absolutely. We're having a lot of fun doing that.
20 years. You don't
20 years.
Never.
Ooh, thank you very much. I think I'm doing well. Most of my fans are in their 20s, so you know what? Age is not a thing. Not at all.
Phenomenal.
It is, because there's so many people that say, there's such a short lifespan for working in the adult industry, and if you do it properly, there is not. And
absolutely not. I've not seen that at all. As long as you have a personality, you're in. If you can be social with people, you got it this time. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about relationships.
Talking about relationships, and again, I'm going to say that Christina is one of my closest, bestest friends. So. Again, I have to be careful what I say. We did the same with Andrea. I'm going to be
Okay.
No names.
Right.
So yeah, basically, what we're being in the adult industry is and having a relationship is tough. There are couples that come into the industry together. There's a lot of couples that are both in the industry, and if you can get that to work, I think both people understanding what it's like to be in the adult industry is wonderful, but
it's tough. It's absolutely tough. I'm known for having very short relationships. In fact, I think it's a running joke at conventions that I bring a different guy each year. But that's not my preference to do that. It's just really rough to have a relationship in the adult industry. Multiple reasons why. Main being jealousy. Jealousy or a lack of respect from your other half that is not in the industry. Even in the industry, I think there's a lot of jealousy and disrespect. I've dealt with that. So 20 years. Yeah. So 20 years, I finally found a fabulous man and in a good relationship. And like I've told all my friends, I've just realized that this is the first healthy relationship I've ever been in my life. Yet here I am still in the adult industry. I did not quit. And everything's still going wonderfully.
Because I know,
Hold on a second. There's a bird trying to get in the window and Rhodey's going crazy. Come here.
We can cut this.
Oh. Hold on. Get in the bedroom, honey.
There's a dog on the other side.
Get in the bedroom. He's gonna break the sliding glass door. Bird's been messing with him for 5 days now. The bird comes to the door and knocks on it. It's insane.
Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to it.
Yes.
You just said that you briefly mentioned, and you're still in the adult industry. So with that in mind, the reason you kind of said that, has a partner ever asked you to leave the industry?
Absolutely. 90% of those men that I dated for a year each have asked me to leave. I get it. I understand. It's hard to date a girl in the industry, but people on the other side have to understand that this is your job and you did this before them. This is what you love. You shouldn't ask people you love to change who they are. You absolutely shouldn't.
And do you think Do you think they know they're going to ask you to leave the industry when at the beginning of the relationship? Do you think it's something that, is preconceived, or do you think it's when feelings get in the way, so to speak, or where do you think that comes from?
Yeah, I feel like people tend to lie to themselves when they start dating you. They could handle it. Maybe they think they can handle it. Some people think they can. I've made it very easy for guys to handle the industry, but yeah, I think they know. They look at you and think, I'm the man that can change. Being that I'm a woman, I'm dating men. Men looked at me for years and thought, I'm going to change this woman. I'm going to make her leave the industry. This is now going to be mine.
Do you think it happens at a certain part in the relationship? In terms of, I don't know, 6 months in or 3 months in? There's
it's always
time you think, here it comes.
Oh, yes. I've spoke about this before on other podcasts we did. Relationship-wise, for me, it's always 3 to 6 months before they change, before a man will change. He'll start asking me to stop doing things, stop shooting this, stop shooting with this person, stop speaking to this person, don't go to this event. It starts there. And it just snowballs. But I have realized that you do let people treat you how they will. You let it happen. As a 44-year-old woman, I've just realized that. They start to treat you like that, you don't stop it, it's going to happen. And it's going to get bad. I've had many, 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 many times where I could have stopped it. And instead I tried to fix it. And I think that's a lot of human beings do that. When somebody gets up, or upset, you try to make them happy. You have already gotten feelings going, so you're going to maybe drop that little thing. So you make them happy. All right, maybe I won't shoot that. It's not going to be that big of a deal for me. I can do it for you. But the more you do this, the more they ask for.
I think that's a really good point, that once that starts, it's nothing will ever be enough, it sounds.
No.
As you said, the end game, even though it may be unconscious for them, is that they stop the whole work.
I don't think I was mature enough to say, you know what, I can tell this is going to bother you already. We shouldn't go any further. This is going to bother you. I don't want to bother you. I want to be happy, and I want you to be happy. So it comes to that point where you have to be mature about relationships.
Do you think because I know you entering into a relationship, you're always very open and you're very honest. Do you think that when a person starts trying to control and trying to say what you can and can't do, this affects how open and honest you are with them? Do you start trying to hide things, or do you tell them anyway and deal with the repercussions?
Usually I do try to be open, but there has been instances where I've been so scared to be open and honest anymore, where I knew it was going to cause a giant fight. I would try not to speak about it anymore. I wouldn't want to talk about work. I didn't want to deal with the fighting and the crying and someone putting me down for what I do, and then trying to come back up and make them see who I really am. So I've hid a lot. It was before this great relationship, it was a big relationship before that I had to start hiding things. And just you get locked in a corner sometimes. You find yourself locked in a corner, which is very unhealthy when you have to start lying and hiding stuff because you want that person to be happy, but you've already done so many things on the internet that you can't do anything about it. Once it's there, it's there. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I tell talent that want to come into this industry. Please be sure you're okay with that content always being around, and people you date, your family, everybody's going to see that. And it's really hard on the dating. So you have to be sure, you have to be strong, you have to be positive. And you have to be able to take the repercussions from the guys. Yeah.
Though you clocked on there saying about the maturity, and I think, as you say, in something about it's through time you've now absolutely realised that this is in a relationship now. You're not going to budge. You're not
Right.
going to act.
Right.
It's about really clear and saying, you know, I hear you don't want me to do this. However, I can see is going to be a problem further down the line. So we need to something about.
To just cut it off. I think it's maturity and respect for yourself. So for some reason, the talent in the industry, most of us don't have that respect for ourselves. And I don't know what it is. We have people look at us and say things about us for being in the industry, even though they're hypocrites and they watch it. And we let it get to our heads. We let it break us down. And it just dominoes from there. You let them take away who you are. You have to be strong.
So how then have past relationships affected your present relationship in that manner?
Oh God, they've definitely changed it. My new relationship, right away when there was an issue, and it wasn't a big issue, I stopped. I was like, I'm sorry, this is not going to work. If you're jealous about me shooting, stop. We're done. I can't have anybody do that. I really like you. We'll be friends and that's it. He right away was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're right. I am so sorry. I will never do that to you again. I made him very aware that that was not happening. It's respect for each other. I don't do that about his work. I don't get jealous. I'm not going to have that in my life. So right away, I demanded respect. No, you're not going to do that. This is how it's going to go. If you want me, if you want to date me, this way or the highway. And it's worked out perfectly for me. I respect him. I love him. He loves me. It's just fluid now. Fluid. And, you know, I went to the point, and Leah, you know this, I was at the point where I didn't want to date anymore. I was done. 20 years of the wrong people and letting them beat me up, my heart, emotionally take me down. The last mentally abusive relationship I had tore me apart so badly. And I think it's like drugs. You have to hit that rock bottom. And I did it. I was so torn up that I wasn't myself anymore. I did not have my personality. People were asking what was wrong with me. Girlfriends were coming to me going, everybody's talking about you. They don't know what is going on with you. I was hiding from people. I was drinking all the time. Just did not want to deal with the fact that it was wrong and I knew it. But going through that and healing from that, it woke up a whole nother side of me. It's refreshing now. I know what I need. I know what I don't need. And I don't need to go through that again. And I wish I could save all the talent in the industry from having to go through something like that. And be like, please respect yourself, trust yourself. If it isn't working, don't push it. If they don't like what you do, find someone else. Whoever loves you wants you to be happy. And if they don't want you to be happy, get rid of them. Yeah, out the door.
And of course, it's also, and I absolutely agree. It's, yes, if you're working in the industry, but of course, it could be in any relationship in terms
of absolutely.
If you meet somebody and they start wanting you to change maybe who you see or what you wear, or who knows, on different levels.
Oh, yes.
And it's about those respect of yourself, as you say, and those boundaries, isn't it? Those personal boundaries. And say, actually, you know what? I'm not willing. That's not something I'm even willing to kind of talk about, negotiate with. And of course, things in relationships is a little bit of give and take, but that's a whole different play, isn't it?
It is. Yes. If I had to do it all over again, I wish I would have learned this lesson in my 20s. I wish I would have learned this lesson from Leah, because I watched her since we started hanging out acting like this. And I'm like, I wish I was like that. I wish I was like that. Oh, she's giving the kind of hand.